Swift and Tips podcast.
Professional experience is about 33, 34 years. I've been writing code, at least for fun, at least since for about almost 45 years now. So I mean, it goes all the way back to
Wow.
when I was 10 years old, and it's the I'm in fifth grade, and we had this was like 1978. That's you can probably do the math and figure out how old I am, but yeah. So we had one. Our fifth grade class had a single microcomputer. It was a TRS-80 Model One that was like the first in the district that they had brought in. And just to kind of see, okay, it's this new thing called a computer. We're not sure what to do with it, but we'll put it in the classroom and see what happens. And for me, what the thing that happened a year earlier than that was Star Wars came out, right? So as a 9-year-old
Oh,
boy,
yeah.
imagine, like so many of my generation, right? That it really kind of, it overtook my life, so to speak, right? It really blew my mind, right? It was just a great movie. And so I think that I was primed to be really interested in technology and sci-fi kind of from that experience. And so when I saw there was a computer in the class, I was immediately kind of gravitated to it. 'Cause, this is also a time when, video games were starting to kind of come out. I think we had an Atari 2600 game system. And so I was just sort of generally interested. But the only way to play with this computer, and just to set the stage, this is an extremely primitive microcomputer, right? I mean, it had a cassette drive that you could use this to store programs in. But if you wanted to play with it, you basically had to write code for it. So I would take the manual home,
Wow.
and I would sit at which my teacher was gracious enough to allow me.
Gigant manual, I will say, right? At
Well,
that
it
time.
was relatively small, but the idea is it introduced the basic programming language and
Okay.
some of the things you could do with that. And so I taught myself basic basically by using this we take the manual home. I actually would sit at the typewriter and type out code and then bring it to school. And then during recess, I would enter it in. And so this, of course, extremely crude type of things that I was trying to experiment with animation just by clearing the screen and writing things different locations. I would write these little so-called games where you'd have to like hit the space bar at the right moment in order to capture something happening. But
Wow.
that kind of kicked me off. I mean, honestly, I think I was just super fascinated with the idea that computers were something that you could program and you could change how it worked and you could write your own sort of experiences and games. And that just set the ball rolling, really.